Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 48 of the 72 review. Jake will be here shortly. He's just running a little bit late, so as soon as he's on, he will be jumping in. But we have got a couple of familiar faces with us. We've got Ian, who's currently got the man flu, so be gentle with him in the comments. And we've got Lee from Around the Grounds. We'll start with Lee. Introduce yourself, let us know what you're doing, why you do it, and we'll get started.
Yeah, so I'm Lee, Around the Grounds, Sheffield Wednesday fan. Back off my jollies and missed the show last week. Obviously, we didn't do it, but it was just a weird feeling not doing it on a Sunday night. Obviously, a beer made up for it, but yeah, great to be back and a little bit more positive being a Wednesday fan at the moment.
We will get onto that shortly. A little bit more positive, even though a defeat, but yeah, like I say, it feels a bit different around the club. Ian, introduce yourself. Let everybody know who might not know you, who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
I'm Ian. I'm a 61-year-old Rotherham season ticket holder who, when Rotherham are away, goes around the country vlogging for the Over the Bar YouTube channel. If I start talking a bit like a Dalek, I do apologise, but I've got man flu. And women don't appreciate what men have to go through with man flu. It's far more serious than anything they've ever had.
It's a killer night, isn't it?
Apologise. If I go into sneezing fits, you'll understand
why. You say that you vlog away from home. You just visit different places. Home games at the minute. You wear snorkels, I think. Is that right?
Well, it's obviously Rotherham United's fault that this game was called off because because we're at home, we've got to control the weather, we've got to control the surroundings. So yeah, obviously we've got to take blame for that.
Yeah,
and that's
so
the intention of Ipswich Town and Cardiff City fans because they've put the 5 bobs worth in as well.
I feel like there's a running theme here in with Rain and Rotherham.
Yeah. Well, there is actually. It's worked out great because there's no way I would have made Friday night anyway because I were on death's door. So when it is replayed, I should be able to go. So yeah, I arranged
it. As always, get your comments in. It does drive conversation while we're going through. We've got quite a few already. S. Greenacre, we played good yesterday, just unlucky. Watford were terrible. Even the fans were getting frustrated. But Plymouth and Rotherham, 2 massive games coming up. Punk will hopefully be on shortly. We've got Sid, evening lads. We've got Neil, good evening. We've got Burton as well. Good evening, lads. Up the Brewers. And then we've got North Tenerife, man. I'm guessing that's your dad, Lee.
It is, mate. Yeah.
There we go. So feel there's a turning point. Let's hope so. I'm not saying that bit because I'm a Rovers fan. Oh, Punk Chef's okay. It's a good watch. This. Thank you very much.
There's a few vinos deep, I think. So if it says a little bit wappy, just ignore
it. Finley as well says good evening. Good evening, Finley.
Hiya, Finley.
Before we do dive into the show today, obviously there's been some sad news in football. Sir Bobby Charlton sadly passed away at the early hours of yesterday morning at a good age of 86. Now, for me, I never had the joy of watching Bobby. I don't think Lee did as well. But obviously, seen clips of him. Ian, you had the pleasure of watching Sir Bobby play. Say a few words, mate.
I did. Unfortunately, never in the flesh. I saw him play in the flesh, but he was my childhood hero as anybody of my age. He would have been, to people growing up. I mean, I was 11-year-old when he played his last game for Manchester United in 1973. He was just a maestro. What in today's game, I would think he'd be termed as an attacking midfielder rather than a striker. But he could hit the ball with his left foot, his right foot. He was years ahead of his time. He's the sort of player that if in his pomp, he could survive quite easily and be a Premiership superstar now. And as far as ambassadorial role for Manchester United, they couldn't have got anybody better. And I do feel for all the United fans that are grieving at the moment because He was a true legend.
Yeah, I'd agree with that from everything that's been said this weekend by people who knew him and had the pleasure of meeting him. Different level, isn't he?
Yeah, just iconic, and just sadly missed, and a big loss to the footballing world. Just iconic, obviously, what he went through, obviously, with the Munich air disaster to play on, and yeah, it was just unbelievable. Unbelievable stories. Just shame I didn't have the pleasure to watch him, but I'm sure if he'd played this year, in this day and age, he'd have ripped the Premier League to bits, because I think on TalkSport people were trying to compare him to players. I don't think he can. I think he was unique and just, yeah, he was just special on it. And on a lighter note, I was watching a little clip from Kez, obviously the teacher, obviously wearing the Man United colours, number 9, saying he were bolding Bobby Charlton. It's obviously a lighter note, but yeah, he's going to be sadly missed, definitely.
Can I answer the guy from Burton-on-Trent? There's only Jeff Hurst that's still alive now.
Yeah.
All the rest of the 66 side have passed, unfortunately.
It is.
What was crazy about that World Cup final, some of the story, he was asked to mark Beckenbauer out of the game, but also Beckenbauer was asked to mark Bobby Charlton out of the game, so they both didn't know it. It just had quite a funny story I heard on TalkSport yesterday when
just stood in middle of park chatting to each other.
yeah.
But no, he's one of those characters and one of those players and people that will be missed in football for sure. Okay, one more thing before we do get fully into the show. Lee, around the grounds, you are heading to the Football Content Creator Awards next month.
Yeah.
We've got a little video for you, mate. Enjoy this.
Oh.
Lee, just a quick message to say congratulations on making the final of the Football Content Creator Awards. You've made it to the final 10 for the best new content creator. So hopefully everybody's been voting for one of the best content creators out there. It comes across in your videos that you do it purely through passion and not for any sort of rewards or accolades, but hopefully that's all put to one side and you bring the trophy home. You've got a lot of love across the community, and I've asked a number of people to send videos across to wish you good luck, and here's a compilation of them. I hope you enjoy this, mate, and I hope you enjoy your evening at the FCAs. Enjoy it, take in the experience, and hopefully bring the trophy home.
Pearson, you're a legend in everything you do, mate. Absolutely love the channel. Good luck for the awards. You absolutely deserve it. Go smash it, mate.
Lee, seeing as you're a Wednesday, I reckon they should give it you by default. They've got to give you something to smile about. But no, best of luck at the Football Content Awards. We're all rooting for you.
Hi Lee, just want to wish you luck for the awards coming up. You fully deserve all the success you're getting. Passionate, hard-working. You get the fan bases absolutely spot on. You get both sides. You're fair. You're honest, and truly, mate, it's an honour having you as a friend, because you're one of these guys that always looks out for everyone else. And they say the good guys always finish last. Well, I really hope that you do it, mate. Really hope you do it. Good luck, mate, and yeah, fingers crossed that you bring it home, because you deserve it.
Hi there, Lee. It's the CHAL from Alton Towers Resort. I just thought I'd say good luck in the Football Content Creator Awards. You're going to absolutely smash it. Good luck, mate.
Vote for my mate Lee Pearson around the grounds in the Football Content Awards. If not, I'll send the boys round. Brilliant content creator.
Hi Lee, we're just wishing you all good luck with your competition. You've put a lot of hard work into it and deserve every success. And if you come into Tenerife, which we are now, use First Excursions.
week. Best of luck, Lee.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hey Lee, mate, congratulations on getting nominated for the Football Content Awards show. Duff, you have absolutely smashed it. The rise you have done in a short amount of time is impressive. Well done. You 100% deserve this, mate. Go have a good evening with your missus and enjoy the moment because you earned that tonight. Congratulations, mate.
Evening, around the grounds, Lee Pearson. I just want to wish you all the love and luck after your nomination for Best Content Creator. You deserve it, mate. You've put a lot of effort into it, and I've got my fingers crossed that the end result is what you need. Good luck, buddy. See you soon.
Hi Lee, just wanted to say a massive good luck in the Content Awards in Liverpool in November, mate. Go and smash it and keep up the great content.
Hi Lee, just wanted to say congratulations for being nominated for Best New Content Creator. It's a really good achievement. Nobody deserves it more than you. We thought we'd film this while we're going around the grounds because it seemed apt.
Yeah, congratulations Lee, you really deserve it. We really deserve all the recognition. Good luck in the finals. I'm sure you'll absolutely smash the results. All the best.
Lee, a huge congratulations on your nomination for the Best New Content Creator coming up at the Football Awards, and you've got this one in the bag all the way from myself and the lads at Rambling Rovers. Best of luck.
Fantastic. Well done, Lee.
Good luck, Lee. We know you're going to smash it. You've put that much work into it. All the best.
Good luck, Lee.
Hey Lee, this is Dino, the Old Brick Game on Facebook. I just want to wish you congratulations and I really hope you smash it with your nomination for the New Creative Award. Very, very best of luck. I hope you smash it, man. Couldn't have happened to a nicer person. Love the shows you do with Daniel and all the other guys about the football. You're a credit to what you do. Please, please, please bring that trophy home, alright, man? Say good luck to you, pal.
Hi Lee, congratulations on the nomination, mate. Glad you're up for it. Been watching a lot of your videos lately. You deserve it. I'll see you on November 16th there, and hopefully we're both picking up the trophy. Well done, mate. One of the nicest guys on this platform. Well done, mate.
Good luck, Lee. You're smashing it.
Hello Lee, mate. Absolutely made up for you that you've made the final 10 in the category of Best New Content Creator at the prestigious FCAs. Go and enjoy your night. Have a blast. I voted for you. Wishing you all the best.
Hi darling. Well, I couldn't think of a better place to do your good luck video than in our favourite place, Tenerife. You've just gone for your haircut, so I've just snuck off to do this video. Words cannot describe how proud I am of you. You know I'm your biggest fan. All the hard work, the dedication that you put into your videos, the passion that you've got for football is unreal. Like, I've never met anybody who loves football as much as you. I see firsthand all the background work that goes into it as well, all the editing. And yeah, I'm just super, super proud of you. You know, you're already a winner in my eyes. Just to get this far after doing your YouTube for a year is absolutely amazing. And I will be by your side like I always am on the night to cheer you on, because I will always be your biggest fan. I love you so much. So proud of you. Mwah.
Sorry for making you cry, mate, a bit, but it just shows that you are massively appreciated within the community. Your channel has just gone from strength to strength, and we hope you just have a great night, regardless of the result. I think for me, it's a no-brainer who should win this one. But obviously, I'm a little bit biased with that. So sorry for being a bit deceitful and getting all your family involved and stuff, but I've got that video. I'll send it over to you, and just wanted to kind of share that with you on this show, because I think you liked on here as well.
Nah, cheers, mate. I don't even know what to say. There are people on there I didn't expect to be on there. They're just wow. Can't thank you enough. I couldn't have done what I've done without you guys' support and input throughout this journey, and it's just I've got you guys as top mates now, and just absolutely loving being part of this show. And yeah, you've made me cry live on YouTube. So yeah, cheers for that, Dan.
It's all right, mate. Anytime. ATID, bring it home, Lee. Could be the only trophy Wednesday win for a long time.
I'll take it.
Your dad's brilliant. All these guys are great. All out League Two. They're amazing friends. This is what life's all about. Friends and the passion of football. Completely agree with that. And so many people were just buzzing and just so happy to be involved in that video. So I'll get that sent over to you, mate, as soon as.
Thanks very much for that. Cheers, boys. You remember now for that. It's class.
No worries. Right, we're 15 minutes in and we've not spoke about football at all. So let's get into it. As always, we will start in League One, and we'll point you all in the direction of Nappers, Cod's Vlogs. It was in that little video there. 8 o'clock, he does the League One live show where it's a deep dive into League One. So we recommend going and watching that if you want to know more about League One. We missed a couple of fixtures last weekend. Obviously, I was on my stag do, so that's why we didn't do last week. So what did we miss? Lincoln 0, Burton 1, a good result for them. Burton turned a bit of a corner at the minute. Carlisle getting beat 1-0 at home by Leyton Orient. Blackpool smashing Stevenage 3-0. And Cambridge 1, Shrewsbury 1. So we will jump to this weekend's football. Ian, is there a League One game that you want to talk about, mate?
Yes, there is actually. Shrewsbury 1, Derby County 0. And I think the Millers' ex-manager, Paul Warne, is in a lot of trouble there. The fan base at Derby is very expectant and very, how can I put it, without sounding nasty, quite entitled, really. The 30,000 every week at Pride Park. Derby are a massive club. We know they are. They've got an expectant fan base, and the football that Warne is serving up is not to their tastes. Because after this defeat yesterday, the Twitterati, especially the Derby County Twitterati, were in complete meltdown. They want rid of him. The results aren't, from League One standard, aren't terrible. The performances apparently are. They've got a squad in that. The Derby squad is good enough to get promoted. That's absolutely without any question. They've got players there that have done it at a much higher level and performed at a much higher level. And for some reason, Warne is not getting a tune out of them at all.
It's not, is it?
I mean, this was a damaging defeat, this. I mean, and looking at the stats, it looks like Shrewsbury deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was an unfortunate own goal that that eventually went in for Shrewsbury, but they had one or two more gilt-edged chances that the Derby keeper saved. Derby had chances of their own, but this just isn't good enough from a Derby fan's perspective. And I don't know. I mean, many more results like this, many more performances like this, and I think Derby might be looking for a new manager soon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if we have a look at the table, 18 points. It's only 22 to get into playoffs. So
it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's still tight, but like you say, an expectant fan base, you'd like to see them up and around this area, wouldn't you? Third, second, third, pushing for automatics all season. It's just not quite.
It's still only mid-October. There's a lot of time to put it right, but it's just whether the Derby hierarchy will give Warne the time to put it right.
Yeah, that's it.
We've mentioned before that it's the catch-up that I think Derby fans are fearing, and obviously negative football. I think they were chanting Warne's football. I'm not going to say it, but yeah, just frustrated, aren't they? Because I think a lot predicted that Derby were going to be proper in the mix. It's quite frustrating.
Well, they might still be in the mix, but Derby County fan base, especially the older end of the Derby County fan base, are used to a certain brand of football with a lot of flair and style. You're not going to get flair and style with Paul Warne team. You're going to get efficiency.
What was it like with him home games with you, Ian? Was he negative at home, or was it just on the road?
No, it was very, very negative away. Very negative away from home. He a little bit like our manager now, Matt Taylor.
Yeah.
He's set up away from home to try and get either a 0-0 draw or to sneak a 1-0 win. He'd go with 5 across the back. He'd go for like a 5-4-1. And I don't know whether he's doing that because I don't know enough about Derby, whether he's doing that, but I do suspect so. But at home, when Warney were Rotherham manager, no, we tended to go for it a lot more and play 2 up front. So I don't know, really.
Andrew's asked Ian, would you take Warney back with the position that Millers are in?
I can say that without any question. No.
No?
Absolutely. No. Matt Taylor's done a fantastic job at Rotherham, even though we're in the position we're in. Our squad is far stronger now than it were under Warne. We've bought better quality players in. Unfortunately, a lot of them got injured pre-season or in the first few games, so we haven't seen the best of them yet.
Yeah.
But no, I wouldn't take Warne back. I think I'd stick with Matt Taylor at the moment, regardless of whether we go down or not. I mean, I do regard Matt Taylor quite highly.
I think sometimes with previous or past managers, you've had such a good time under them. I know you were kind of yo-yoing up and down between the Championship and League One, but it was probably a good period of your history. I think the expectations of that just slotting straight back in, and it could tarnish what he did at Rotherham previously.
There's one example. I mean, when Ronnie Moore were Rotherham manager the first time round, when we won promotion to the Championship, stopped in the Championship 3 seasons under Ronnie Moore, and we had probably the most successful time in our recent history between 1999 and 2005. We were very successful. We were establishing ourselves in the Championship, and then we went on a bad run. Ronnie got sacked, and then he came back a few years later. I think it's 2008, and it was never the same again.
Yeah.
It was never as successful. And I wouldn't like that to happen to Paul Warne, to be honest. I do think the Derby job's too big for him. You know, the expectation, the fan base and everything. I think the job's probably a little bit too big for him. Yeah. And I think he'll get work again, even if he was sacked. Of course he'd get work. But I think he'd set his sights a little bit lower than the Championship. And that's no detriment to Warne, who's a fantastic bloke and a good, hard-working manager, but I wouldn't want him back at Rotherham now.
There we go. Lee, is there any League One games that takes your fancy, mate?
I think you can't not touch on Portsmouth, another late winner.
How do they do it?
I know, it's just unbelievable. I mean, 90 plus 3 again. I'd love to know the stats, how many goals have scored in that 90th minute, because it's quite incredible, and it shows even if you don't play well. I mean, I've not seen the game, but they're just getting them results, and that's what you need.
Grind them out.
Yeah, sometimes you're not going to play brilliant, and you just grind them out, and that's what you need to be up there challenging. And
that's what promoted sides do.
Yeah,
grind
exactly.
Out.
Yeah. I mean, look at Wednesday last year. How many 1-0s did we get? And we didn't play great. It's just what you need. 3 points is all that matters. Sometimes in football, isn't it?
It is indeed. I think you've got to. I know Neil said it couldn't happen to a nicer side in Carlisle, but I think you've got to feel a little bit for the Carlisle fans. Absolute mammoth journey down to Portsmouth.
And they came down in numbers as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure
good travelling support, and then to lose it at the death must be absolutely heartbreaking. But yeah, Portsmouth remain unbeaten. Neil said that no bitterness from last season here. I think there might be a tiny little bit there.
I wondered what he was about. I thought, has he got an hatred for Carlisle? But I forgot that last year.
Pompey were on my radar for League One, so I think we have a look at the table and move on to League Two, and obviously send you towards Cod's Vlogs for 8 o'clock for a League One deep dive. So yeah, head over there at 8 o'clock after you've watched us talk about League Two and the Championship. So quick look at the table. Cheltenham it's looking slightly better than what it was a few weeks back that we had a look. We've got a win and a couple of draws, so 5 points.
And 2 goals.
Carlisle. Say again, sorry?
Charlton have scored 2 goals now in 13 games.
Doubled the tally. It's looking tough for Reading, Fleetwood and Wigan. Carlisle teetering around the edge as well. Moving up towards the top of the table.
An absolute mess.
Yeah, they're struggling massively, aren't they? Top of the table, obviously Portsmouth yet to taste defeat this season. We've talked about it a few times about Portsmouth starting well and then tailing off. I can't remember starting this well for a long while. So, do we think that they're going to continue it, or are they kind of riding the luck a little bit?
At the start of the season, I thought Pompey would be just missed out like they normally do, but they look the real deal. They're grinding out results they probably don't deserve. But that's what promoted sides do. And obviously they've got a fantastic fan base down there, so I can't see them not going up.
Yeah. Andrew said that he feels that a club that Portsmouth are a club that are too big for League One. Should definitely be top 10 championship in my opinion. I think they are like they're just a one club town, city, Portsmouth. It's like an island, isn't it, Portsmouth? So I think it's just a culture down there, and they're always getting filling the stadium, and I'd agree that they're too big for League One for sure. Stevenage still looking okay after a bit of a tough run of form. 3 defeats, a win and a draw in the last 5. Has seen them drop down to 6th, but that good start has given them a really good cushion to probably perform well this season. I think anywhere above the bottom 4 would be an achievement for Stevenage. I think if we spoke to Stevenage fans, I think they'd be happy for survival this season. So a really good start for them.
Can I have a shout out as well for Burton Albion? What a run of form they're on. 4 wins and a draw in 5.
Yeah, let me just find. There was a comment a little bit earlier. It's give me a second. There we go. 12 points from 4 games, which has lifted them to 9th, above Derby for once. So they'll be happy with that. Because a couple of weeks ago we were looking at Burton, and they were in and around this area, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
So
I mean, that is absolutely superb form. That.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely stuff. Okay, moving on to League 2. We missed some fixtures last weekend because of my stag do. Ian, I'm going to pass you on to this one. It was Doncaster 4, Sutton 1. I was at the game. I was in hospitality. It was nice, decent food, but for me, it's all about being on the terraces, not in hospitality. I enjoyed it, but not for me. I'm looking forward to being back in my usual seat on Tuesday night against Salford. But you were in my seat on this game. From a neutral point of view, how do you feel?
From a neutral point of view, I'm very impressed with Doncaster. Although their opposition weren't the best. I mean, Sutton started quite well, but as soon as the second goal went in just after half time, they just fell apart. I mean, Doncaster could have scored far more than the 4 goals that they did. They looked impressive, but when you're up against a poor side like Sutton were, I mean, I could have got probably Maltby Main, North County's East League team had probably beaten Sutton that day.
Yeah.
But there were some really good performances. Ironside, great signing. Yeah. I thought that when you did sign him. He's a good target man. He leads the line well. And also, he's got goals in him, a lot of goals. I was impressed by Fall because he's big and he's really tall and awkward, and he's a nightmare for defenders. And just all around the team, I thought they put in a really good performance. And just shows you that I mean, they backed that up with a win at Tranmere this weekend. So that must have absolutely boosted the confidence no end. Yeah, very impressive by Doncaster.
Yeah, for me, I've got 2 disappointments with this result. Although it's a 4-1 win, you've got to be happy with a 4-1 win. There's no 2 ways about that. I think you touched on it, that we could have got an absolute hatful. I felt like when we got to 4, it turned into a bit of a pre-season friendly feel, a bit of a training match. And
yeah, there was a bit of the all A's going round, weren't they? When they were passing down the back.
It was like walking football at some points, and I think really if we'd have gone for the throat and we could have absolutely, I think it could have been 7 or 8 if we'd continued to play how we were playing. Maybe there were instructions to kind of pull it back a bit with the injuries and making sure that use that last half an hour as an opportunity to kind of recuperate a little bit or get that rest in before Friday night's game.
They did make quite a few subs, didn't they, towards the end?
Yeah, it was a good opportunity to get some of the young lads on, give them a chance because the game was done and dusted. But yeah, I just felt like it tailed off, and for me that had an impact on the atmosphere. I thought our fans were quiet to say that we were 4-0 up. I thought we'd have been much more vocal, and then I think because we'd kind of slipped into this training match sort of steady walking football, we ended up conceding at the last kick, which was frustrating. But I were a few pints in by then, so it didn't really matter too much.
Just about to say, I thought the old age were you getting the drinks.
You know what? I didn't spend a penny. It were a great stag do.
That's what you want.
But no, a really good performance. And a result to match that. I don't think we got out of second gear for big parts of that game. Moving on to this weekend, you mentioned it, Ian, Friday night under the lights, a game which I thought could have been tough. Obviously, Tranmere's home form's pretty decent, but another solid performance from the Rovers, I thought, and I think Close in the midfield has just added that bit of quality that we've been missing for seasons. His ball through to, I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Mollen who set Biggins up. He just splits the defence with one pass. It's a beautiful ball that just sets us on his way. And then the second goal, poor defending. But like I said, Mo Farley's just big. He looks clumsy and he's just a nightmare to defend against.
Lovely finish, that. Lovely finish.
Yeah, he's turned the defender. And I think it happened a few weeks back where he went 1-on-1 and just kind of hesitated on what he was wanting to do. And I think he's probably learned from that, and yeah, just an unreal finish. Chipped it over the keeper to make it 2-0, and then Connor Jennings scores from nothing really, and then it put pressure on us for the last 20 minutes. It was backs against the wall. Oluwu had come off on the warm up, so it was a makeshift back line as well. So I think as a collective, the effort levels that we're putting in at the minute with the injury list that we've got, it's there's negatives around the club, but it's so positive to see that the team and the team off field, the team on the field, the fans, everybody just feels like one at the minute, and yeah, we're all pulling in the same direction, which is nice. So yeah, another good win. As away form's not great, so it was nice to see that improve. Salford on Tuesday, that's going to be a tough one. Their away form's pretty good. Our own form's not too bad, so it'd be nice to get another 3 points. I wanted 10 from these 4, which was Sutton, Tranmere, Salford, and Grimsby. I think Grimsby will be a tough one. It's a local derby. There's always a bit of spice in that one. So I'd take another win on Tuesday and then a draw on Saturday.
Well as well, don't they? So
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, after a really tough start to season and a poor start in terms of a points tally, I think we've started to turn a bit of a corner. I'm just hoping that these injuries don't catch up to us. But we will see. I'm happy. Might not sound it, but I am.
It's been coming for you though, Dan, to be fair. The performance, like you said, they've been there. It's just a matter of time that they've got results, and
yeah,
they're coming for you guys now.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, we've spoke about it a few times on previous streams that I worried about being rock bottom at the time and not got his first win for a while, and I were always saying if it were Doncaster Rovers last season, I'd be panicking now, thinking we're National League next season. You can just see stuff that it's a much better. There's much better performances. The feel around the club is so much better, and the results were going to come. And luckily they have started to. Hopefully they continue to. ATID just said that we've got to talk about Forest Green Rovers 5, Colchester 0. Did either of you guys watch
Dan
it.
will happily do that.
Colchester are a fantastic team who are going to finish very high in the League Two table. No, this was a shock one, wasn't it? I think obviously Forest Green rock bottom at the time. Colchester, I keep on hearing and seeing people saying that they're a team that are kind of there, they're ready, but I'm not seeing it at the minute. Something's not quite right at Colchester. Obviously, Garner's gone this week. The managerial merry-go-round continues. But it's not been a great start for Colchester, has it? I think they've slipped into the bottom two now. But this is a damaging defeat when you go to bottom of the table who struggle to score more than one goal a game, and they've put 5 past you.
Yeah, I think having a guy sent off just after half time didn't help.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know a few of their fans got on it here saying that the squad's better than what you obviously made out to be, but I mean, your prediction's proven to be pretty bob on at the moment, mate.
It's early days, but what I will say is I know my shit.
Yeah.
No, from everything that everybody's saying, I suspect Colchester will push on. New manager might bring new ideas in, and by the sounds of it, they've got a squad that's got ability within there. It's just unlocking that ability and getting performances and results out of them. But yeah, this one damaging.
Yeah,
very damaging. Lee, any League Two games that you want to talk about?
Stockport, another big win. That man again, bagging 2 after his Player of the Month award. Stockport train keeps running. They've hit the form and probably whereabouts I think most people's predict them after that slow start. But we've touched on it so many times. They started slow last year and come on. I think this year they're going to be there or thereabouts and maybe secure that promotion. But yeah, they're proving hard to beat at the moment. Obviously, going 2-0 up and then getting pegged back. But they've showed the character to go on and win it again against the. Ian said Grimsby travelled quite well, so it wasn't an easy task. But they got the points and another 3 points in the bag.
Yeah, I think that 6 or 7 wins on bounce now.
I think so. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Hopefully we get that as well. Ian, any games that you want to touch on, mate?
Yeah, MK Don's still out of form.
Yeah,
I think the new boss has got a hell of a rebuilding job there. They've got the players to do it, but they've just stopped performing.
Yeah.
But Accrington's a really tough place to go anyway. Regardless of whether they're in League 1 or League 2, it's not nice going there. They'll be at you. And Sean Wally scored, who's been there forever. He seems to have been there forever. I believe about 8 or 9 seasons, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, good result for Accrington. Don's in trouble.
I'd agree with that. Good news. Jake has made it.
Hello.
Hey.
How are we doing?
Jake. Better than you by the looks of it, Jake.
I've just had to play MMA with my daughter and then try and get family out the house. I'm knackered.
Jake, come on. Have a go. See you later. Go down.
They were easy.
Family, it's 6:30. 72 reviews on off your trot.
I apologise to everyone. I've got a 5-year-old who's decided to go back to being a toddler and like to fight everyone when she don't get her own way. And I've just got a ditzy, bloody, sodding mother.
Families, who would have them?
Yeah. Evening, everyone, by the way. Hi.
Introductions, Jake. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
I'm a very tired Punk Chef 41 who needs a drink. Ideally. But I'm Punk Chef 41. I do Sheffield Wednesday content. God knows why I bother this season, because we might as well just be the relegation candidates to cover useless at the minute, but it's getting better. But I also do a Talking Wednesday podcast every Tuesday, and yeah, come join me and just enjoy my ranting about Wednesday. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. We are just about to round League Two up. Was there any games that you wanted to talk about, Jake, or shall we move on to Championship?
Just Gillingham, really. They really made a clanger with this. Why the hell would you get rid of someone who's doing ever so well and then just throw it all away? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you look at what's happened recently, some of the manager sackings, they don't make sense.
No.
There's something to be said with stability. And I'm coming from a club that doesn't have none of that. Stability, we had that for 2 seasons with Darren Moore, and now it's been thrown under the bus again. I think if you've got a manager that's doing well and doing really well, and probably, let's be honest, Gillingham probably this season were doing what they should have done last season, and he's probably doing out what the expectations with the owners were. To do this and then throw it up and not count it, I hate to say it, Lee, you're going to be right, I think, with your prediction at the rate they're going. They're just doing really well. I think if they keep Langstaff in January, they'll go up.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a bad shout at all, that.
We've just spoke about not Stockport. I think that Notts County are similar. They're going to be certainly in the mix.
I'd be surprised if they're not.
Nah.
Yeah. To balance out the universe, I got Colchester right by the looks of it. I think I've got Notts County wrong. I thought it'd take them a little bit of time to acclimatise to League Two and settle in. But they've...
Dan, I'm pretty sure we don't talk about Colchester for the sake of your social media presence.
Yeah, be right. But yeah, they've.
You know, when you get married, if we all come in Colchester shirt, will we get kicked out?
No, I'll be all right. So quick look at the League Two table. We'll start down at the bottom. Sutton looking in a bit of bother, 7 points from 14 games. Colchester just above them on 10 points, but there's Forest Green and Tranmere both on 10 as well. Grimsby just above them on 14. Yeah, there's a bit of a cushion, but Grimsby fans won't be happy looking at that. Newport as well on 15. MK Dons a massive drop off. They started really well and they've just struggled to win a game for some time now. I think their last win might have been against us, to be honest. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, good turnaround in form for Donny. We've pulled ourselves away from the bottom two with a decent run of form. Hopefully that continues over the next couple of games. Moving up to the top of the table, we just mentioned Stockport. I think it's seven or 8 wins on the bounce.
Look at where Crewe are.
Crewe have done brilliantly.
The entertainers of League Two. 34
they
goals.
always fall at least one goal behind in every game and turn it round.
But that's ridiculous, isn't it? 34 goals scored in 14 games, 23 conceded. If you want to see goals, go to Crewe. Simple as that.
Until you said go to Crewe now, where everything's a 0-0.
Yeah, next game 0-0. The remaining playoff teams are Wrexham, Swindon, Mansfield, and Accrington. So yeah, it's set up nicely. It's very tight. Like we mentioned before we came live. We're 6 points away from playoffs, 9 points away from automatics. It's going to be tight all season, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly is. And the big hitters
It's a good League Two this season.
Yeah.
Competitive. I think it's the most competitive. I think you will look at actually all the leagues. I think they're the most competitive leagues they've been in a good couple of seasons. There isn't really one set of teams. You could say in the Championship there's Leicester and Co, but even that could throw a banner in the works.
Yeah, I'd agree. Talking about Championship, let's get into it. So, obviously, Rotherham Ipswich was postponed on Friday night.
It was a bit wet.
Ian had done his rain dance like he did at Cardiff.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah.
How do you think that one would have gone though, Ian? Had it been played?
To be honest with you, I think we'd have got beaten.
Would you agree with that win probability?
I don't think we'd have got battered. I think we'd have got beaten. I think we'd have kept it to win a goal or possibly 2 goals. But even when it's eventually played, Ipswich are absolutely flying at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, Ipswich were going to be without West Burns and Freddie Ladapo because they were both injured. But I mean, the squad they've got, they had players in there to more than compensate. So we didn't get beat this weekend, which were brilliant.
So you were happy apart from having the flu?
Well, it worked out to my advantage, really, because I wouldn't have been able to go anywhere because I was so poorly. So it did work out to my advantage, but I had nothing to do with it, honestly.
He just left,
we
he
believe
just left
you.
his tap on at his house and he just flooded the road.
Moving on. So, Lee, you talked about the atmosphere around Sheffield Wednesday at the minute. Obviously, Cisco's gone.
Thank God.
New manager in. Is he saying the right things? How does it feel different?
It just feels. So much weird going on at the club. I don't know whether it's Chansiri had a change of heart, a shift in direction, or something big is happening. But you look at the appointment. I know he's never managed, but his pedigree coaching the sides that he has. For me, it's a real positive. He speaks really well, and the coaching team that's being brought in, like Chris Powell, fantastic, knows English football, worked at some really good clubs, and he's even managed in this league. Obviously, it wasn't our day yesterday, but Jake will touch on it. He's watched the game. I've just watched the highlights just before we come on. It looked more positive. We were moving the ball better. There were a shape. There were a style of play. I mean, I went to the game. I can't remember what game it was now.
Didn't you go to... I remember the game you went to because it was horrible.
Yeah.
But again, which game has it? All the games have been horrible.
We try and forget about him, but when we were trying to get a goal back, there were just no art to get back in the game. Whereas I watched the highlights and we looked like we wanted to get back in the game. Obviously, Dawson went up. It just looked different yesterday. Jake's watched the full game, but I'm a lot more positive going forward. I think he's the right man to obviously change things. So yeah, I'm a bit more positive. Obviously, you want the day, but it's always going to be a work in progress with him.
Yeah.
ATID said that he went to Sunderland at home.
I think
didn't you go to Huddersfield?
I went
before
to
the break.
No, I didn't go to Huddersfield. It wants Sunderland. I'm going to have a look now because it's really bugging me and it's thrown me.
Bugging me, no.
I went to the Sheff Wednesday Huddersfield game and that was probably the worst game of football I've ever watched.
All right. No, you don't need to go a bit in.
I think there were like one shot on target from both teams. It was, you could see that it was
Ipswich game.
That's it. God, you pick your games, don't you?
Worko said that it looks so much better. It seems like a lost the game but won the team sort of scenario. So I think Worko's on the same page as you, Lee. I think it's just feeling a bit more positive and it might take a little bit of time.
You know what it was, right? On the Cisco, the players didn't look like they knew what they were doing. They didn't know what position to be in. They didn't know who was meant to do what with the ball and when they had it. Danny Rill has come in 5 days and gone, that's wrong, this is right, this is how we're doing it, we go here. You look at what he brought in. He brought in Sasha Lenz, who is a psychologist, right? And Danny Rill had basically said, I want my team to be physically fit and mentally fit. This is a bloke who went to Man United with Ralph Rangnick, and Ralph Rangnick couldn't believe that a club like Manchester United didn't employ a sports psychologist. It was the first time they'd ever employed one. So you've got a sports psychologist in. You've got Henrik Pedersen, who just left the job of manager to come and be an assistant manager. You've then got Chris Powell coming. Now, there is a bit of a Red Bull link going here because there's another coach that's apparently meant to come in this week who's part of the Red Bull organisation originally. This is where all the rumours have been flying. Is Sheffield Wednesday about to have a Red Bull takeover? I get it, and I understand that. But you look at where Danny's worked all his career, he started at Red Bull. So he's going to have people with Red Bull. If you get onto the game, 10 shots. Yes, only 2 on target, but 10 shots. How many of these games have we done so far this season where that's been 0 or 2 and nothing?
It's better already, isn't it?
Watford do not look like a team that look like they're going to get out of the fight they're in. They were lucky yesterday. First half, they looked all over the place. I think second half, they got better. And I think the only thing that killed us a little bit with the goal is, and it wasn't, I'd seen people say it was Femewo's problem with the goal. It wasn't. Barry Bannon didn't pick his man up. So Femewo was already running back in to get into a centre-back role. And the thing is, he'd done that in 5 days and we already look better. Surely that shows you there's something that's going to change. My only concern is, are the right players in this squad for what he wants to do? And is there going to be money to spend in January for him? Or is he going to be able to ship players out to get the players he wants in? Because what you've got is, and let's also, I've seen some people like have a go and kind of thing, but let's also just make it well known. This is his first ever manager's job. He's never managed. He's always been an assistant. He's never managed. And he just come up into the thing, and it just seems like he's got to know the players so much quicker than Sicko did. And not frozen people out and not say it. And I'll be honest with you, I think him being 34 actually helped the situation. Because there's a lot of those players who are going to be in there. It's like Josh Windass was saying, you coach bloody Muller at Bayern Munich. I'm going to listen to you. You've been around some of the best players in Germany. How would I not listen to you? And I know that's him not saying that he's not listened to Sicko, but what gets me, if this was the job between Sicko and Danny Rule in the summer and he gave it Sicko, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because it can't be money, because he's probably spent a lot just getting these coaches in. It can't be money. Because he's gonna have to spend a lot to get these coaches in.
I think hindsight's 2020, isn't it? We could say the same with Danny Schofield, that he had a philosophy and unfortunately it didn't work. And I think the same for Sicko. I mean, people popped in the chat that Sicko really didn't seem to know what he wanted or what he was doing.
He didn't even know who some of the youth players were.
Yeah. So I think there's probably more to it than what I could kind of relate to Donny. Because I think Danny did have kind of an idea and he knew what his players could do. But I think sometimes
I agree with people saying about Powell. Powell makes a lot of sense. He knows English football. He's he was part of the World Cup team that got to sod in the final with Southgate. You don't get in that kind of position where you don't learn a thing or two. I think it's very positive signs, and normally I'd be like, I'm not looking forward to Wednesday night, or I'm not looking forward to Rotherham with how this season's been. But whatever he's done in the last there's a positivity around the club. But like Lee said, there's a strange feeling which I can't put my finger on. If it's optimism and it's just blind faith and hoping, or we're just going to see what happens. Now, we need to win the next 2 games to just give us a fighting chance. If we go 10, maybe 13 without a draw, we could really struggle. But we are talking about the same bloke who came in as assistant manager at Southampton and helped get them out of a relegation fight to get them to 11th. There's still a lot of games to go, which you can still pull for. And I think once we get our first win, I think that's where you'll see the confidence grow.
Yeah, it gives you belief, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt a little bit.
Question?
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Don't you think that Dawson were a little bit at fault with Watford's goal? Because he tend to go down far too late.
Again, though, that's like his second start this season.
Yeah.
So I wonder if you're a bit sharper in net and playing week in, week out, maybe you save it.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
The only reason Vaca didn't play because he's had a cold or something. You give it, he must live up near Rotherham way, Ian. That's one way of getting 3 points against us on Sunday.
He lives in Ian's spare room.
Please tell me that everybody has read this in the Wednesday fans' voice.
Oh God, that poor bloke. Come on, Hang on, I can do a better job. There you go.
But no, it's feeling better around the club. Worko. Ooh. What am I doing here? Worko. I agree. And Dawson did seem a bit lax with his reactions. I do think what you say, Jake, maybe match sharpness comes into play with that.
Yeah, maybe so.
But yeah, a
I will
narrow
say something.
defeat.
For them to only get the winner right then shows you how good we were then. Because most teams are transferred by now.
Ian, Championship. Any games you want to talk about, mate?
Yeah, it looks like Mr. Ainsworth's in trouble at QPR.
Yes,
I mean, 2 really early goals by Huddersfield and not much else, really. And QPR battled, got a goal back before half-time, but couldn't turn it around the second half. They're in a rotten run of form, Rangers. And it just showed you, because Rangers hierarchy have got a trigger finger.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll let it go on too long with Ainsworth if the results don't pick up.
The problem is they can't bend.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah.
I think that's their issue. They can't bend the money to try and get in. The only person who could probably go in there is probably Eustace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been chaos. It has.
Yeah, normally chaos off the pitch leads to poor performances and results on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I want them to keep him as long as possible. So I do not want another club having a new manager bounce.
Yeah, it gives you guys a fighting chance.
Yeah.
A few people have asked about Rooney.
Wayne Rooney, Birmingham City.
I'm sorry, but this is the biggest mistake they could ever make. Why the hell would you get rid of John Eustace, who's done so well with nothing? Why? I don't understand it. Why?
It's the image and brand, isn't it? That's all it is. That's merely that appointment. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, they've renamed the club, haven't they? It's not Birmingham City anymore. It's Wayne Rooney's Birmingham City.
I was speaking to John, who sometimes pops in here, and he was saying to me yesterday that they looked like they didn't know what they're doing, tactically inept, and they looked like they were 6s and 7s. Yeah. I don't understand this whole thing. I get it on a financial point. If you have a big brand, you can get more money in. But surely Birmingham City being in 6th place with someone who could have got them up at the end of the season is better than getting Wayne Rooney in. And let's face it, what's Wayne Rooney done? Kept Derby up by the skin of his teeth and then managed in America.
Yeah.
He's not the second coming of Sir Alex Ferguson, I can tell you that much.
No, I'd agree with that. I think it's a mistake to get rid of somebody who's got you playing well and in 6th to bring somebody in who, in terms of managerial pedigree, has not done that much. All for an image, and not got off to a great start, has it, with a 1-0 away defeat to
get them a lot of Sky games.
Yeah. Oh, good, so they'll get the money back that they pay for him then.
Yeah.
Birmingham fans, lock up your grannies.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience there, mate. I'll be careful.
Sorry, I couldn't resist there, lads.
Liam has asked us to have a look at the Plymouth game before we start rounding up. Let me try and find ATID's comment as well. Here we go. So our guy Wise couldn't finish his dinners after being starved for a year, baffling how poor we are in the final third. If Whittaker wasn't so greedy, probably would have won 3-0. A point's a point, though. Yeah, I think last time we were on, ATID was concerned that they weren't going to be getting another point for some time. So a point at West Brom it's a decent point. Yeah, it's not a bad result. But yeah, the early season form seems to have dwindled, doesn't it? Liam said that his thoughts were above as well. So If you guys chat while I find that.
I think the thing you've got with Plymouth is that they started off really well, and it's like they just got used to what the Championship is now, and not before. And it feels like teams have already figured them out. Which, if that's the case, that's a worry.
Yeah,
you don't want to get figured out that early. And I'll be honest with you, we played West Brom. They were nothing special, and when we played them, we chanted back how you if you're only beating us 1-0. And I think the thing is Plymouth need to start picking points up. Don't do it on Wednesday night, please. But I think they can turn it around, but it's when, because I worry that they might come up against some big hitters and crumble a little bit.
Yeah. I found Liam's comment. It was done a while ago. So a very good point away at West Brom. Could and probably should have won the game, but a point is a point on to Wednesday. Which
I
is
thought it was at Hillsborough.
No, it's at home park.
Yeah, down at home park. So it's a game which is
Fair
a must-win
play
for
to
us.
any Wednesday acts that travel to that as well. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, definitely.
On a Wednesday night.
So yeah, Liam is happy with the point, but feels that they could have won it. Like ATID as well. And ATID said that it's a 6-pointer on Wednesday night already.
Yeah,
it gives Plymouth breathing space, or it gets Wednesday back in the fight, doesn't it?
Gives us a sudden win, hopefully.
I hope you do win, actually, because I don't want your first win to come against us.
No, that's not going to be our second win, I hope.
It's
I don't know. I don't know what
Jake,
voodoo
sorry.
doll I'm praying to or whatever. I don't know what. Why have I got so much optimism? We're naff.
It's a tough old running for Plymouth coming up as well, with Ipswich, Leeds away, with Borough at home coming up. So it's not a great run of games. Somebody's just mentioned Leeds. Lewis said Leeds look good, to
That
be
was
fair.
good.
That Somerville looks a right player, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
Wasn't it the Daniel
two
Farkas
goals he got,
derby?
fantastic.
Was this not the Daniel Farker derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
2-0 down. Fantastic win. And Leeds should be.
But both the
should be good.
Somerville goals were superb.
Yeah.
I think his first is the pick of the bunch, isn't it? Where he's curled. Was it his first where he's curled it in?
Yeah.
And then a couple of minutes later, he's gone and won the game. But like you were
You
saying,
got to
Leeds,
feel sorry for Shane Duffy. You got to
Good
feel
for
for
both
him.
sides.
Yeah.
the joy of scoring for your team, and then the despair of scoring an own goal as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, to come back from 2-0 down away from home, Norwich are a decent team. Great result. It pulls Leeds up to third in the table. I think we'll have a look at the table. Is there any more games that anybody wants to touch on before we look at the table and go on to predictions for this week?
Just Leicester look like a cheat code.
Yep.
Nobody's going to stop them.
No.
I'll be surprised.
Not with this. Yeah. Look at the stats. 18 shots, 7 on target. Away from home.
Far too good for this level.
Yeah.
Lee, any games for you, mate?
Nah, I think we've touched on it, mate. Covered bases.
Yeah. Jake?
No, I think we got it down to T. I think the thing is you're starting to see a situation where I still think we're going to get some random manager sackings come up to this between now and Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to come from teams you're not expecting.
I think Alex Neil saved himself with his Stoke beating Sunderland, which was.
Well, look at
a bit of a
Millwall.
surprise.
Why would you get rid of Gary Rowett?
Yeah.
Bizarre, isn't it?
It doesn't make sense. Why would you get rid of him after how he did last season? Who are you going to bring in? Unless you're bringing in like a Eustace or Warnock. And to be fair, I can see Warnock probably going back to QPR.
Possibly.
No disrespect to Millwall or any fans, but they were punching above the weight, weren't they, really?
Yeah, I think they're a good team. I think they're a good championship team. A bit like Luton, a very good championship team. Probably playoffs promotion is, like I said, punching above the weight a little. But yeah, table wise, Still
Oh,
waiting.
Dan, I like you. You made it to 23rd. Keep it like that, please. We
Have
don't
I?
exist. Yeah.
Oh,
No, we're not bottom.
We're
there we
not.
go.
Ah, there you go. That's better.
That's why that we're on.
You know what the thing that's annoying about this bottom bit, we've got -14, and that's already a hard thing to dream back.
Yeah, that's a point in itself, isn't it? The goal difference. So a lot of work to do for the Wednesday, but a couple of decent results this week, it will make it look a lot better, won't it? And especially against Plymouth and Rotherham, two teams that are in and
if we
around
get
you.
6 points there, and it could cause us to go on a little run, because that's what we need going into this now is results there, a run, and then we play Bristol City,
who
which
are doing very well.
They're
yeah.
on the radar this year, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's how Pearson likes it, though. I think he liked to be under the radar, not really anyone speaking about him.
I thought you meant me then, Joe.
So many Pearsons.
Anthony's in the chat. Manager bounce finally hit more. Great goals as well. And the last ditch tackle to save the points up the Terriers. Yeah, that was a wonderful tackle.
It was.
On the line. I don't know how he got back to stop that from going in. Looked easier to score than miss. Neil said, are all the fixtures on this weekend, Dan, mate? Yeah. I had an absolute nightmare, didn't I? Got Liam Martin. Let's see Dan's mistake, shall we? Yeah. I had an absolute nightmare a couple of weeks ago, didn't I?
Hilarious. I just love the community post where you're like, sorry, I'm done.
I was just like, yeah, we'll go with whatever game's played. But no, Ian, you said that Leicester are a bit of a cheat code, 33 points from 12 games. Yeah, I think they're bouncing straight
I'm not
back
gonna lie,
to the
that's
Premier
not
League.
looking good for Preston, though. Preston has just fallen off a cliff a little bit.
Yeah,
they
the
have a
international break. The first one's kind of altered their form, hasn't it?
Mm.
But yeah,
The top
very, very
three
exciting.
look really strong.
Yeah. Do we think Leeds have got enough to break into that top two, or are Ipswich just too strong this season?
I think Ipswich are too strong.
Lee?
Don't know, because Leeds have got the firing squad. Front three are absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's early days, but they're the three that's taking shape, so it's going to be interesting. But Leicester, I think, the standouts, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's bring this up. I hope I've got this week's fixtures right. I've missed out the midweek fixtures, so we're going for next Saturday's fixtures. Sheffield Wednesday against Rotherham. We will start. Obviously, if you're on the table, get your predictions in the chat, and I will write them down. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday versus Rotherham. Ian, let's start with predictions, mate. I've gone 1-0 Sheffield Wednesday for that one. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I've got to agree with you. It's 1-0 Wednesday to me all day long, because we can't even score away from home.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, because we normally win at Hillsborough.
I've gone 1-0 Port Vale against Cheltenham. What are you going with for that one?
I'm going 3-0 to Port Vale.
Lovely. I've gone with the Desmond 2-2 for Donny versus Grimsby. What about yourself?
I'm going for a high-scoring 3-2 Doncaster win.
Oh, you'll do me, and you can come back next week. MK Dons against Swindon. I've gone 2-0 to Swindon.
I'm going 2-1 to Swindon.
Lovely stuff. Lee, fire away, mate.
Wednesday win 2-1. That'll be our first win of the season.
Yep.
Port Vale, Charlton 1-1. Donny v Grimsby 1-1 also. And Swindon to win 2-1. Sorry, Jonathan.
2-1. Yeah, it's not looking good for Jonathan. Jake?
I'm going a Michael Smith double, 2-0 Wednesday.
It probably will be as well.
Yeah, that'll cheer Rotherham fans up, won't it?
Oh, it goes at Hillsborough, so I'm banking. 2-0 Vale.
2-0 Vale, yeah.
2-1 Donny.
Oh, yes.
And 3-1 Swindon.
3-1 Swindon. Lovely stuff. And as you can see on the table next to it, there's a lot of red there because I had an absolute nightmare. I put Port Vale against Exeter, which weren't even a game, I don't think. And then I put Port Vale Fleetwood, and then realised that was called off. So thank you for sending your predictions in for games that didn't even exist. I really appreciate that. So we're stuck with League Two. So Donny against Sutton and MK Dons versus Barrow finished 4-1 and 2-2. So a lot of points. Well, not too many points added to the table. Neil remains top. MTFC remains second. Ian, you had a good week. You pulled yourselves up to third. Liam, myself, and Bailey dropped down to fourth, fifth, and sixth. Lee, you remained in seventh. Adam pulled himself up to eighth. Jake, you dropped to ninth. ATID up to 10th. Christian, the Norwich fan, he went down to 11th. And then from 12th down to 19th, all stayed in the same positions. Lewis, Lizzie, Burton, Jonathan, John, Worko, Abaddon, and Charlie. So, as always, get your predictions in, and we will update that. And hopefully, they are games that exist this weekend, and we will update the table next week. But yeah, hour and 10 minutes, we've done well. 6 minutes of that we're watching Lee cry earlier, but I hope that shows a lot of love that you've got, and I really do hope that
you're smashing it, mate. Good luck.
You bring
good
the
luck at
trophy
the
home.
awards and get it home. And we expect it to be on behind that clock, so you need to start making a shelf. Make sure it's all right with your
Get
lads.
the clock off the wall, shelf, trophy.
Yeah. I'm expecting to go into my little man cave soon, so
hey,
the clock will be disappearing, and hopefully there'll be a trophy sat there. But if I do win, the first shout out.
Lee, you know when you go around the grounds and stuff and doing stuff, you know, if you get to a club that knows it's in trouble, just after you can have the scoreboard clock, then you can have the countdown going behind us. So you can be the one to do the countdown for how long we've been going.
Love it.
And then you can get the referee board for how long at a time if because Ian's gone on too long.
No, but if, like I say, if I do win, the first shout out on my little speech will be for you guys, because I know you guys think it's all me, but you guys have supported me, pushed me, and given me that confidence. And I've got 3 good pals that I can always count on for support and that confidence that I need, because I didn't have it when I started it, and now I do.
You're smashing it yourself, mate. You do all the hard work by doing the videos, and all we do as friends is support one another. And I think more content creators should have it that they get supported by other content creators instead of making drama, causing issues. At the end of the day, we're all doing the same thing we love. Why make a drama out of it? There's no point.
Exactly.
Get ready for my diss track about Ian, though. Oh, it's a good one.
It's going to be naked round bloody Rover Stadium again, isn't it?
Been there, done that, never again. Put a few pounds on since then as well. But no, enjoy the evening. When is it? Back end of November, isn't it?
16th of November. It's a Thursday night.
Nice.
Nah, we'll see you before then anyway. So I'll get the video over to you. But no, that rounds episode 48 off of the 72 review. It's been a good evening once again. Bit more positive from the Wednesday Heights, which is nice to hear. Obviously, Rovers are going to win the league. We're back on it. Rotherham didn't lose as well, so it's been the happy 72 review. What about this, eh? What's going on? Let's go around the screen. Any final words? We'll start with you, Ian.
Well, I'm hoping next Sunday's going to be happy, but I doubt it myself. But yeah, I've loved it as usual. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you. Lee?
Yeah, again, thanks for the video. Thanks for making me cry live on YouTube. That's a first for me. Always enjoy the show.
Oh, don't worry, that's the clip that's going on Twitter.
Yeah, I just want to give a little shout out to Matt Gills in the Blood. Obviously, with what he's going through, I just thought I'd just give a little mention because he's a top guy and he appeared in that video, and we're all with him. It was just top class for speaking out, and it's obviously a big thing for him, but hopefully it's helps others along the way.
Yeah, completely agree.
I agree with that 100%.
I think we've said it a few weeks running now that our DMs are open. Should anybody wish to talk, not guaranteeing you'll get a message straight back, but we do try to reply as soon as possible. We have got work, families, and things, but anybody who wants to chat, the DMs are open and we will get back to you. Jake, any final words, mate?
Just look after yourselves, and anyone who's going through the whole flooding issue. I feel you. I've been there before. Lived in a part of Doncaster that flood all the time. It's not nice having to scoop up your belongings and start again. And at the end of the day, the things I'd rather have people on this planet. You can always buy new carpets. You can always buy new bits, and I think you've got to realize that the older you get, and I'm realizing because I had a birthday on Monday, and I was like, oh, great. But the older you get, the more you realize how having your small circle of friends like I've got here, it means the world to you, because you can talk rubbish. We speak in our Twitter thing. We take the Michael. We put the odd GIF in there where we just make people giggle. And I think sometimes just seeing that pop up on your phone when you're having a really crap day can make your day and make you just go, right, I've had a shit day at work. I've just opened my phone to Twitter and gone, what the hell's this? Who's having to go at someone else in a funny way? And it's just the banter, and then there's friends banter. And I think once you get that core right, it works. Like when me and Dan started it, I don't think we ever thought we'd still be going at this point. And I don't think we'd ever thought we'd have more people to it. And when we first started doing it, we were like, no one's going to watch this. This is going to be boring. Oh, well, we'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And now we average a good amount of viewers. We have a core community that come in and do what they want to do and speak and respect everyone. And the more you build communities like this, the more help and friendships you make. And I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Well said. Well, yeah, I agree with that. Well said. I was going to say, though, never turn up to this late ever again, because you've just got your word count in the final words. But I think that's a great
wait until December when I've got a newborn and I'm just dead.
Yeah, it's going to be chaos, mate. But no, I think that's a good place to end this one. If you've all enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up, get it out there. Comments in the section down below if you're watching this on repeat. I know a lot of people do watch it during the week when you've got a little bit of time. We will try to get back to the comments on there as well. Subscribe to Over the Bar, Around the Grounds, and Punk Chef 41, and myself as well, if you haven't already. As always, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you in the next one.